Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan terrorist. We're going to do a check-in. That might be annoying, this jacket. We'll see. Well, we'll see when the video's over, so it'll be too late by then. But we'll see if it irritates me in the process. Okay. Maybe you're irritated. Maybe I'm tapping into some irritation, collective. Could be in your love life, because that is what we read for, typically. For better or for worse. Okay. I didn't even set up. I just was like, let's jump in, because I feel like there's a type of energy, and maybe that's the theme here. Let's jump in. Let's jump in. Yeah, I think it's gonna be annoying. Okay, 1 second, collective. Okay. All right. It's just a little bit cold, but it's good. And I got these Disney princess cards because I just thought I've been wanting to watch The Princess and the Frog. So this could be, if there is irritation in your love life, you're turning your focus on yourself, your business, your money, your pentacles. Look at me. You're getting very direct with the things that you want and the things you require as a person just to live. I mean, it's almost like I'm getting a relationship in this economy, you know. So yeah, maybe you're just you're more focused on, this might turn out to be a career reading, we'll see. But you know how they say, when you're not looking for it, there it comes. So this could be somebody coming in behind your back, but not in a manipulative way, right? Divine energy only here. There's enough karmic attacks. We don't need to give them any more energy than they already have. All right, it goes without saying, when you're on a divine path, when you are closer to a divine union, you are under attack. When you're doing divine work, you will always be under attack, right? You will always be. Your defenses just get better. Divine defenses. So something with angels, you could have a close relationship with angels. You've always felt maybe linked to them. You could have a angelic name, biblical name. But there's some sort of, also the movie Capricorn, and I look her up and I always forget what she is. Meg Ryan, but City of Angels, maybe Los Angeles, right? A whale's vagina, what is that? San Diego. So maybe something with California. Anyway, and I believe he's a Pisces, Will Ferrell. But we have the Star, Aquarius energy here, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Some competition. That's defenses. That's the defenses. The Fool here. There's that. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Four of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. More Aquarius energy, right? So that indicates healing. That indicates someone who is very in control, right? The water bearer, the Aquarian water bearer, they are very in control of their emotions, right? And that does not mean that they are guarded or reserved. That's a shadow aspect of it. But this is somebody who is accountable for their emotions. They're aware of their emotions, and they have a logical perspective and vantage point. I'm getting the vantage point, like an aerial view. This is somebody who they've looked at their lives, they've looked at their surroundings, they've looked at where their energy goes. This is someone who's very analytical, and they have figured out how to kind of logically overwrite their emotions. Not override. I said overwrite. Somebody could be writing something, old school writing, maybe on a piece of paper. Maybe somebody's journaling, or someone has practiced a lot of journaling. So they're very in touch with their emotions. This is someone but they take ownership over it. You know, so even if they have emotions that they're like, you know what, sometimes my emotions get the better of me in these situations. You know, this is someone who's going to let you know. This masculine energy here is going to let you know. Feminines, you could be a earth or fixed sign with this Queen of Pentacles. Feminines, Virgo energy with the Four of Swords. Also Aquarius energy, right? More Aquarius energy. Where they may be like, you know what, my devil comes out, right? Because he is an angel in City of Angels, Nicolas Cage, but he also is a Capricorn, right? Also Marilyn Manson, who is also a Capricorn. So there's a lot of Capricorn energy here, but that is the devil energy. That's somebody that's aware of their shadows. They're the ruler of their shadows. Like the devil is the ruler of hell or of earth, depending on what your beliefs are. And but he's the ruler of the terrestrial, right? Of the 3D, of the physical. The lower chakras, the past, right? All of the things that we as humans struggle to release. All of the fun stuff, basically. That's what the devil does. But none of it's real. It's all an illusion. What is that? Jurassic Park? Yeah. It was never real. That's the illusion. You know, it's basically a flea circus. The flea circus also reminds me of, in the feminine deck here, the Knight of Wands. So there could be a fire sign here. The Fool also represents Aries, and Aries represents the Emperor. So this is somebody that's coming in, and you can't be the Fool if you've never been the Emperor or the Empress. If you haven't done the work, you can jump into all kinds of shit, but you're not going to jump into a divine connection unless you've done that work. We'll pull the prisoners, and then Nicolas Cage. I was also getting somebody's like been caged, or it's like that frustration, right? Anger indicates the need for change. That's where progression happens, because anger is wands, it's fire, it's action. If you have anger and you don't do anything about it, it just eats you up and deteriorates you within. You take it out on the wrong people, right? And misguided anger is very unhealthy. It's dis-ease, right? So it's like somebody has healed themselves through shadow work. Oh, whoa, the world. Yeah, they've ended. What is that? Okay, we got the Hierophant. That's Taurus. Strength. Leo. The Star. Aquarius. The Devil. Capricorn. Oh, how many more? How many more? Let's get some information. I'm for it. Let's get all this out. 7 of Cups. Yeah, that's somebody who has evaluated their shadows. They've evaluated their emotions, because that's where the shadows hide. Right? That's why we do inner work. That's why we do shadow work. It's inner child work. That's doing a self-inventory of our emotions so that we know what we're dealing with. And then we can go into other connections and spaces, and we're not just, erratically and irrationally just throwing that misguided anger around, right? There's an accountability here. I've gone through everything that I don't want. 7 of Cups is like a lot of opportunities, but you really just want this one right here, front and center. The one that the star, the sun, our star, you guys are pretty heavy, which Aquarius energy is pretty heavy as far as like talking about the ethers or their concepts of the cosmos. But these are big, major arcana. We've got strength here, the star. Leo is the sun. That's the God, right? And then the devil is Saturn. So those planets, those placements, those could play a role here. And then we have the world. So we've got like earth. We've got earth, fire, double earth. But then the devil is represented by fire here as well. Again, with Disney, because there's a Disney aspect here, is the Hunchback, where, it's fire, hellfire, something. I don't know any of the other words, so that's all I got. But hopefully you know what that... I do that all the time. I'm like, the guy with the face, and he does the thing, and he's got the, what's his name? Or it's like, the song, and it goes, the song The Promise, it starts out, that very like 80s synth, when you're in doubt, And when you're in danger, take a look all around, and I'll be there. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. Okay, so the masculine here is struggling with the right words to say. They want to make a promise to you. This is a star. This is healing. This is it. Major Arcana indicates somebody who has gone through Major Arcana. Those are the unavoidable plot points in our life on the divine path. They're inevitable, right? We all go through them. We go through them annually through the seasons of each sign. We all experience them when the planets do their thing, when they're in retrograde, when they're in whatever the fuck they're doing. It affects us because we all have the same ingredients, different recipes. All of our charts have all of the elements, all the modalities, right? Just assorted in various fun little ways. The Hierophant here, Taurus energy, is marriage, Wheel of Fortune, and there's this gazebo here, which also looks like the Four of Wands. It's like having, it's a wedding, right? Could be a traditional wedding, could be your own type of wedding, right? Whatever marriage means to you, whatever union, however that's represented to you, is coming. There's a promise here. What the fuck did I just say? Union. Two of Cups. These are two individuals who have done a lot of work on their emotions. Again, emotions do not grow up. Our intellect, that we can learn and grow and change. We can react better accordingly, but the emotions don't change. And there was this thing I saw a long time ago that described grief, and it was like a box, and there was a grief button, and then there was a big ball, and it was like right after the event, the loss, the experience, or whatever that needs to be grieved over. The ball is much bigger, and it's constantly hitting that button, and you constantly feel it. And then over time, it shrinks. It never disappears, but it gets small enough that it doesn't hit as often. It will still hit, but it's the same severity. It's the same hit. When that button gets touched, you still feel it. You just don't feel it for as long because you've done the work. So there's grief here, a lot of grief on the emotions. You could have experienced quite a bit of loss, maybe to the point where you started to be like, is it me? Like everyone I know gets sick or dies or leaves me or whatever. It's like you experience so much of this same thing that you've been grieving over. It's just from various places, but it's the same essential emotion that keeps getting triggered, that keeps getting hit. And I think you've gone through a thing of like, is it me? Something about white and black feathers, white and black horses or animals, because we've got a white and black speckled horse back here. It's painted. Someone could be a painter. But the sun and moon are out at the same time, and I love that. I love it during the day when you look over and the moon's there and the sun's there. It's like, oh, they're hanging out, you know? The divine masculine, divine feminine are like, they're hanging out, and the earth is not in the way. They're able to rise up from the terrestrial and in the sky, in all their glory, with all that space, literally, around them. They can look at each other face to face. You know, with the full moon especially, it's the most illuminated, which tells me that the masculine is coming in to illuminate the darkness, because the feminine relies on the masculine for the light. Okay, the feminine knows darkness. They know how to move in darkness because they deal with the 5D. They are the ruler of the 5D, and the masculine is the ruler of the 3D, things that we can see and touch. And so if you feel this love and you're not seeing it, that can be quite frustrating. That can bring on a lot of doubt. Is this ever going to happen for me? Is it just me? Maybe I'm alone because something's wrong with me. You know, you could start to doubt that. All right. J-E-E-S, maybe the name Jessica. K-O, knockout. Someone's a knockout. K-C. Ooh. Maybe something with Facebook, because we've got FB. UP, up, look up. That's a movie. it's called Christmas something, but there's, and I won't say too much about it, but it's, what is her name? Emily, the Dragon Queen. Something with dragons as well. You could be the year of the dragon, or just really like dragons. You could be the girl with the dragon tattoo, right? Somebody could have a dragon tattoo, or some sort of like dragon statue or mural artwork, something. You could really just be into Game of Thrones, right? Or Smaug. What is Benedict Cumberbatch? BC, before Christ, before the time of healing. Before the time of healing, there is great despair, there is great downfall before the rise up, for the uprising. Damn, y'all are intense. Y'all are intense. I mean, takes one to know one. All right, we're going to pull from here because we're only 16 minutes in. Lovers coming out. FU. Yeah. And also I'm seeing FUE, and that's giving me like fuego. So it's like hot. There's like this anger is turning into fury, and but that fury is motivating some sort of change. Something has to really change. Temperance here, and the Lovers, Gemini and Sagittarius, polarity signs. King of Pentacles, there he is. He is tempered. This masculine has tempered something. They've become stronger through fire. They've gone through hellfire. I would look into my eyes. Something about the eye contact. Brian Adams. Oh, there's the Two of Cups. That's too many. Okay. Just speak clearly. Speak clearly, dear. Please. You are my wish fulfillment. You're everything that I could have wished for. This is a talkative masculine. And maybe that's a surprise, or maybe that's just how they are. Three of Swords, Ace of Wands, and Death. Scorpionic energy, Ace of Wands here. You're everything that I wished for. You're like magic to this masculine. They view you as magic. Everything you do, everything you touch. Maybe you've touched each other. That could be a handshake, right? Sleepless in Seattle, and I knew. I held out my hand to help her out of a car, and I knew. Magic. It's like the moment that you touch, in whatever capacity, it's immediate magic. Physical touch is very important here. Somebody could have gone through some physical abuse. So that could have been an area with the Three of Swords here that, with the heart, there are these swords of disappointment, swords of despair, swords of anguish. It's like with that ball bouncing around and hitting that grief button. Here, it's like the masculine's heart space. Every time their heart beats, it's like they feel the pain. Being alive was a challenge for this masculine. It was like the will to go on. Like, if I could just go through a day without feeling this pain in my heart, this true heartache. They could have lost a loved one with the Death card here, right? Or it could have been an ending to something that they believed would have longevity, right? Could be a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, right? Those hit the hardest when you lose a friend, or when you discover somebody is not who they presented themselves to be, or who you hope they could be, because I feel like I'm talking to empaths here who, for better or worse, can see potential in all things. Sometimes it'd be nice to just see things as they are. And that's where the intellect comes in. It's like, you know what, honey, you've got a big heart, but if you have any expectations, or sometimes believing in people, will get you hurt. It will break your damn heart. People will break your damn heart. Okay? Y'all are catching me in a pretty cynical place. The Devil in reverse. Queen of Swords. I'm reading for the feminine now, so this is where this is coming from. feminines. I think this masculine, because they went, whatever they experienced, whatever they went through, they're like a defender. Tower again, scorpionic energy, Aries as well. Yeah, this is a feminine who was neglected. The Nine of Wands here. Every time that they tried to manifest, every time that they tried to see in the darkness, they couldn't. None of these wands are lit. They are a light here. They hold their own torch. They have nobody to pass it to. Nobody wants their torch. Nobody wants me. That song, nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'll just go eat worm. Big ones, small ones, fat ones, skinny ones, any kind in the dirt. I don't know the lyrics, but like nursery rhymes or something. So this feels like deep childhood wounding here on the feminine side, where they were left. This is like the child who doesn't get picked up because their dad's a drunk, or because their mom's a hoe, right? We'll just say it like that, right? Because I feel like this is a feminine who has been through so much of the ringer, maybe named Johnny, Fort Knox. This is a feminine who's pretty locked down emotionally. There's a lot of wands here, so they are in a masculine energy here. With the mask here, masculine, it's a masquerade, and this masculine knows this. This is a divine masculine. They can call and see. They're very intuitive. This is a masculine who's very in touch with their femininity, with that water. So their feminine aspects, and maybe the feminine here had some fractures in their feminine aspects, so they relied on their masculine aspects. Six of Wands, more Leo energy. But this is not a feminine who's still stuck in that energy. That's past energy, because the Towers, it's like constant, unexpected things, you know? So if it's unexpected, that means it goes against your expectations. This is a feminine who had a lot of hope. This is a dreamer. Ozzy Osbourne, letters O. Yeah. I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Maybe somebody who influences feminine to dream they lost this person. Maybe they passed away because Ozzy is gone. May he rest. Three of Pentacles. Now, Three of Pentacles, it feels like me, myself, and I, right? This is usually collaborating with friends, community, but this feels like somebody who's doing it all by themselves. And this masculine feels very impressed by it. They want you to show them how you still remain. There could be an age difference here, but it's like the student is teaching the teacher. This masculine wants to grow old with you and take care of you with the Ten of Pentacles, that is growing old together. But there's like a strategy, something about the way that this feminine has maintained some sort of purity, or how did the KC is popping out again in AA. So there's something with sobriety possibly. But it's like, how do you still have hope? How do you still cling to that? How is there any fleck of that? This could be a quite cynical masculine, or someone who's like, I'm just a realist. I just call it like I see it. I can hear them saying, I just call it like I see it. And yes, you probably call it like you see it, but we also create the reality around us. So there's something about, there's like a key with this feminine that is going to open up doors for the masculine. But the only way that this feminine is going to be able to reveal this magic to the masculine is if the masculine protects them, right? And that's that song, I will be your father figure, anything you... Why am I singing it like soul? I will be your father figure. No, it's I can't get the rhythm. I'm off key. Something about the key. And with the 6 of Wands here, it's this yoni symbol, this feminine sitting within here. So it took a lot to get out of that mindset. Like, it's not me. I'm not the problem here. I'm not, and you probably felt like that. You took on a lot of the responsibility, as children will do when your parents are acting amok, hocus pocus. Sarah Jessica Parker, maybe those names. But see, the yoni is here also at the center of this angel. So it's like the divine feminine energy is very rich in this connection, but that has been the toughest thing for both of you to preserve. Like, this feminine has had to become their own, like, father figure, but I will be your father figure. When you're in doubt, this masculine wants to protect. The difference between faith and presumption. See, that's the thing. You can have faith in people. You can love people unconditionally. But you also don't have to give energy to them. And that's something both of you have realized is like, I can withdraw my energy. Maybe one of you has withdrawn your energy to such a degree that you're a tougher nut to crack, so to speak. But presumption is having an expectation of somebody else, right? You can only have expectations of yourself. So you can say, you know what, if I'm around people that make me feel this way, like this side of me, if you inherit energy, and it's very catching. If you're around someone who's in a negative space or someone who's operating out of a lower vibration, you'll catch it like a little bug, it's like, it sticks to you and you're like, why am I so aggravated? If you spend time in solitude, you get to know yourself, you realize, who affects the purest version of you. Just like when you were a child, maybe you played alone a lot. You were always kind of, always in like corners, playing by yourself, imagining, dreaming, creating in your mind. I feel like neither one of you ever really felt like you fit. September 29th is the date that I have here. So that could be, that's Libra energy. The Lord shows his true love every day. At night, I have a song and I pray to my living God. This is someone who, again, the dreaming aspect here. You've dreamed each other up. With the Ace of Wands at the center, somewhere, it's coming out of the clouds. Out of the clouds. Out of the blue. The color blue. This throat chakra. And it's not coming out of the blue. The wedding date, maybe something with a wedding. I am seeing a wedding, 4 of Wands, and the Hierophant here. There is a wedding. There is a ceremony or something. Maybe that's where you'll meet this person, or maybe, this person's going to propose. That's going to be their promise. Either way, it's going to be some sort of promise, some sort of vow to have and to hold in sickness and in health. Like, I will love all of you. I do love all of you. Okay. So here we go. I was going to say, it's not out of the blue because you created it with the mercurial energy, Virgo, Gemini, something about Florida. I was going to say Taurus, but then Florida started coming out. Anyway, maybe that means something for somebody. It means something to me because I'm a Taurus from Florida. But anyway, so it's that mercurial energy of the magician. It's the one who alchemizes through the throat chakra. Handle them carefully, for words have more power than atom bombs. And that feels like that you feel the weight of the world. Everything that's going on, it's like you inherit it. You see it all, and you feel powerless. There's, at least as a child you did, but I think you realize that your divine path, including this union, of course, that's the key to the union, or key to the divine purpose is the divine union, because we're not meant to be alone. So people can say, oh, you gotta love yourself as a whole person. Yes, love yourself as a whole person, and then share that whole person with somebody else, so that, like, what are you making yourself a whole person for? Are you gatekeeping yourself? Don't be such a gatekeeper. People want your love. I think people want, and definitely this person wants access to you. And I'm not saying give access. You give access where you discern it is deserving and worthy, and it's going to be reciprocated, and it's going to be safe. But it's like this person's gaining access or figuring out how to gain access to you. More Libra energy and Scorpio energy. The subconscious not only records negative impressions, but like a tape player, an automatic replay, it plays back the recordings of the past. So yeah, somebody could be getting like those early self-worth fractures and lies. You could be under attack. Those things are under attack. You know, it's like in the final hour, you're still getting the thing and you're like, I need my person. I think you feel very alone right now. You just need one. It just takes one. Please let me know that I'm not alone, that there is someone else out there like that. That could be coming in platonic forms or romantic forms. I mean, but I think it's going to maybe come all at once, kind of like the last hope, the last stand. When used properly, they can help align us. They can help us align, dyslexia, our subconscious as we affirm the innate beauty and positive potential of our soul. So yes, there's a call to remember who you are, Simba. I just saw a little reel where it was that scene from Lion King where he's like, remember who you are, and then it goes up and it's Mufasa and his head's in the clouds and his butt's sticking up, and Zeus is like, get out of my clouds. Get out of my clouds. Yeah, someone's trying to maybe do some like dream work interference here. You are your dream. You create your dreams. You create your reality through them. Do not stop dreaming. Keep dreaming. Dream on. Dream on. 8, 9, 10. Okay? I mean, I'm thinking I didn't shuffle these that well, but there is a sequence here. 8, 9, 10, green, blue, purple. That's the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the crown. Third eye crown, right? Because indigo is blue and purple. But we have 10, and they're bottles with the frog back here, Princess and the Frog. That's why I got this. I love Princess and the Frog, maybe something with New Orleans or the South. The dirty, dirty South. Maybe you and your person. I'm just kind of getting, because this is my hobo chic hat that I wear for work. And anyway, maybe you're going to like help feed the needy or like feed people's souls with these vessels here. An Aksunamun I'm getting. You have past lives with this person. Something with Egypt. I was going to say Egypt. Egyptian culture, or like something about Egyptian ancestry, possibly. 8 with Snow White, and she's got the little teacups, and that one is, I think that's Doc. So this is like holistic healing, apothecary, homeopathy, right? Using teas, herbs, like you're going to help heal people on a very true level. You're going to nourish people. I think you're going to, these are empty bottles too. So with that AA, it's like sobriety. The frog is they leap, and Doc. You both like are ready to leap into action to help heal the world, man. There's the dragon again. Little Dragon. Maybe you like the artist Little Dragon. Twice I turned my back on you. I fell flat on my face, but didn't lose. Tell me, where would I go? Tell me what led you on, I'd love to know. Was it the Blue Knight? The Blue Knight, that would be the Knight of Cups. But yeah, Little Dragon twice is the song. And there's the little puppet show. Which, you know, we have the fans here. Maybe something with like origami or puppets. Also the movie Still Breathing, Sagittarius energy. I don't know her sign. I don't know her name or anything, but Brendan Fraser, he dreams, the men in his family, they dream of their soulmates, and then they find them and marry them and spend the rest of their lives with them and everything like that. But he keeps seeing hers, and he's cutting it out like a fucking serial killer. He's a, or like a Unabomber or something. He's cutting out eyes and ears and pieces and like Picassoing them together and making these little collages of what he's trying to like get the dream to match the outside, and he's trying to make it tangible. It's like he's calling her in, and she's the runner in that, the feminine is the runner in that one. But that's such a good movie. I love it. It's such a simple, sweet film. But he does puppetry. He's a puppeteer. None of those are words. He has puppets. Okay, he makes puppets, and then he goes and he performs in the street corner. And there's like this whole misconception or whatever. She's a gold digger. She thinks he's someone else. Something about Texas as well. And ivy, the color green. But there's some sort of vision in your dreams, some sort of vision that you keep having, some sort of prophetic dream that's going to come to light, and you and your person are going to come together. It's like your dreams are guiding you to each other. 9 here is all about independence and wish fulfillment, right? But also with the family, because Mulan goes for her like family honor. With the dog here, there's something about like family honor. This is an honorable person. Maybe one of you comes from a very honorable family and one of you comes from a very dishonorable family, right? So one of you has been longing for family, if not both of you, but one of you has been longing for family. It's like when you come into connection with this person, you're going to get your tribe, you're going to get your family, you're going to get your divine counterpart, and you're going to be sort of launched into like a slingshot. It's like you're in this temperance mode of the drawback. The arrow or the slingshot, it's drawing back. There's this tension here. This tension is very, very heavy. And then it's once you're looking for the target. Once you see the target, it's forward. You release, and then it's all in the divine plan. And then that's where you just trust in the process. That's the Fool. You take a leap of faith and you hope that you don't hit the rocks. You hope that you fall into the water, and the water saves you. This love is going to save you. 16, sunflowers and hummingbirds could be a sign here. Flick, raccoons, butterflies, this raccoon, little trash panda. The number 14, 14 flowers. Pocahontas, John Smith. Mel Gibson plays John Smith's voice. I was going to say plays his name. He plays his voice. Flick. Something with a dog. There's some kind of like, you or your person could have a pet, a familiar. You both have a familiar. And maybe that's going to be part of how you come together. Is like your familiars meet or something. I think somebody has maybe a strange or unconventional familiar, not a dog or a cat. Maybe they have like, they do a rescue for wildlife or something like that, because there's these strange animals. 14, February 14th, right? That's one of them. Scorpio and Sagittarius energy there, and Aquarius energy there as well. But that's the Scorpio making season. Valentine's Day, that's the one. So something with, it's like you're calling upon the saints, the angels, but this person is it's going to feel like they fall out of the clouds. Like out of thin air onto your lap. Very, very specific, but it's like the feminine could be a stripper or some sort of like in some sort of lifestyle or some sort of work that's maybe not up to par with their divine energy. They could just be in a really toxic environment. You know, they could work around a lot of seedy people, or like have to deal with seedy people. And there's something about that, like a rescue, right? Because I do get that sort of, like somebody coming in and like this masculine sort of saving the feminine from this. And now the feminines are out there like, I'm not a damsel in distress, but you know, maybe you are, and that's okay. It's okay to be in distress without your person, because they're in distress without you. But I was just getting when it's like they fall into your lap. I was just getting the image of getting like a lap dance, which is also the movie Closer. And he is a Libra in that scene. Natalie Portman is a Gemini. So the air quality is nice up here. Maybe somebody's kind of tall, or is a pilot, or does kind of like sky sports. I don't know if that's even a thing, but maybe somebody just really likes being up high. Think of like rock climbing or something where they like to be high. Maybe they just like to get high. But I think it's more their spiritual concept and their spiritual way of moving, and just their aura is like, it's nice up here. Come join me up here. So it's not like you can't do it on your own, feminines, but this masculine 41-31, there could be a 10-year difference, but something about tenure, right? Maybe somebody's is ready for retirement, or just got tenure. So that also tells me that somebody is getting like, not retribution, but they're getting their blessings. Like their blessings are coming in because they continued to believe, even though it maybe just felt like a little flicker of hope. Maybe they heavily relied on, nature, a familiar, an animal, some sort of like, there was some sort of like reliance, and maybe that you lost that person, right? There was like one person that helped you maintain this level of hope, because you're like, well, they're good, and if they're good, then that means, and I can see that good, that means I'm good, and that means if I'm here and I exist and I want the things that I want out of love and life, and I view the world and I have these cosmic concepts, then somebody else does. And 8 billion people, there, one other person there. I can't be alone here. So maybe you both have the same tattoo or something similar like that, because I keep getting the girl with the dragon tattoo. And yeah, like she goes through a lot. Like she goes through a lot. And there is an older man in that movie, that's kind of like her keeper, he's like, keeps her protected, even though she's a bad little bitch. Like I'm talking about the original with Noomi Rapace, where she's fights the guys in the subway or whatever, and she's like, with her little knife, she's like, I'll fuck y'all up. She's tough. This is a very tough feminine that can do it alone. Yes, you can do it alone. But you don't want to. So let's just be real here, feminines. You don't want to, and you don't have to, because this person it's like you fell into their lap, or they're going to just kind of like descend into your, wherever you are, like an angel. But you're both angelic. You're both of the same star, so you're both of the same angelic ancestry, if you will. So yeah, we could go down a big rabbit hole there, but I think if you relate to that, if you resonate with that, then you get it, and we don't need to. So yeah, that was fun. I like this. I hope that there was something in here for you, collective. And until next time, I wish you well.